Scotty, I do want to show we have some new video from Ocean Island Beach of that fire. This comes in via Snapchat, so I'm always hesitant to play it all too long because you never know what's going to come up next. But 34 minutes ago, this snap from Ocean Island Beach. Last we heard was 5 houses on a fire. The snap reads. Looks like it could be spreading, and you can see there, kind of like Ethan described, just kind of like a glowing ember off in the distance there. So a fire, an active fire on Ocean Isle Beach in North Carolina, the same place where Isaias came ashore earlier today as a Category 1 hurricane earlier last night, really, at this point, as we've now crossed over. And there goes Snapchat going to do its thing. But we did get some new social media content in of that fire. Then, as you mentioned, that'll be something that in the daylight we'll be able to get a better sense of the magnitude of that.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about it, these firefighters out fighting this fire with 50, 60 mile per hour wind gust and still heavy rain falling and just not an ideal situation by any means.
I mean, let's take a moment to just talk about our first responders, right? Let's not forget that we're still in the midst of a pandemic, and these are people that have had to step up, healthcare workers who have been, wearing extensive personal protective equipment, risking their lives and their health day in and day out, found themselves in this even more complicated situation today. Right at the beginning of our coverage tonight, as you and Frank were drawing that polygon, talking about how one of the landmarks inside the tornado polygon was a coronavirus testing site.
Yeah, I wish, hindsight 20, I wish I would have screenshotted that, because that's something, maybe this year we'll see again, but that's something that you normally don't see in a bulletin from the National Weather Service saying, hey, this testing site, you need to heed the officials' words and go seek shelter. I mean, just crazy times.
I mean, not to call you out by any means, but there was a certain hesitation and confusion when you read it, because you're like, what?
Yeah,
it's that unnormal.
Yeah. I mean, first it said NHC testing site, and I was like, I automatically think National Hurricane Center. I was like, the testing site, and then then you kind of think about it. You're like, well, this could be something else, and so just we've talked about it. In fact, we're going to be recording a show Wednesday night with South Carolina Emergency Management folks about, we were wanting to get some content for what we thought was going to be the upcoming active season, but Isaias is kind of outrunning our coverage here. But that'll be a question that we ask the emergency management, just exactly the preparations that the state of South Carolina is taking. South Carolina, one of the hot spots, as is North Carolina, highlighted from the White House documents that showed that both Carolinas still hot spots. And now, we're facing down potential hurricanes. Or we are facing down hurricanes now. That,
and mind you, we're not even to the peak of hurricane season yet, folks.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like the next couple of weeks may be kind of a catch your breath time, and then things, at least model wise, look to fire back up towards the end of August into the peak of hurricane season in September. So.